we just got back from Moose Hillock in Fort Anne, New York. There's two Moose Hillocks. There's Moose Hillock in New Hampshire, and then there's a Moose Hillock in the Lake George area. We've been to the Moose Hillock in the Lake George area 5 times now. They opened in 2014, and now it's 2019. So we've been there 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And we are booked for 2020, so we'll be back there again next year. We've been there at different times of the year. We've been beginning of the summer, end of the summer, and most recently we were there for Memorial Day weekend. I thought Memorial Day weekend was going to be really early in the season, and I was expecting it to be cold. But thankfully, the pool at Moose Hillock is heated, and it's always 82, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And while we were there, they had a new feature. Now they have a swim-in movie theater, so they have a movie going at night. And one of the big attractions has been the pool at night because it's all lit up and it's so much fun. So we often, when we're in the area, we'll spend the day maybe hiking or on the lake. So it's so nice to come back and have that pool open late. Sometimes there'll be a show on a Saturday night, and then we'll go and jump in the pool, and it's just so fun. So now that the TV, that they have a movie going, I enjoyed it because the kids wanted to be in the pool, and I was very happy sitting on my chair, nice and warm. And so it's really nice now. Like, I enjoyed watching the movie, and the kids had a great time in the water. Sometimes I'm in the water, but it was cold. I mean, the water was warm, but the air was cold, so I wasn't going in. But we have beautiful weather, and we loved our site. We were on site 113. This was the second time we've had this site, and I rebooked it again for a 3rd time. I love it. It's big, it's beautiful, it's private, and it's really nice because you have that state park feeling where you have like this big private site. It's quiet, it's wooded, and at night the stargazing is absolutely amazing. I actually did some photography, some astrophotography at night, and I was able to photograph. I was out late. It was like midnight, 1 o'clock on our site, and because the sites are so private, you don't have to worry about anybody coming through or light from the other campers. Like, it was just nice and dark, and I had the camera up, and there was all of a sudden they call it a radiance. It was amazing. I don't know if it was I'm gonna say it was the biggest asteroid ever. I don't know what it was, but I had seen shooting stars, and so there were meteor showers. So whether it was a comet or an asteroid, I don't know, but it appeared in the sky and it started coming across. And it was bigger, and it was just bigger and brighter and brighter and brighter, and it was sparkly, and it was amazing. And I had my camera going, crossing my fingers, saying, please, I hope I got a picture. I went in and woke my husband up because he had been asleep. He came out. It was still going. It kept going across the sky. And I'm dragging my husband out of the camper. I'm like, wake up, you gotta come see this. And unfortunately, I hit my tripod while I was dragging him out of the camper to come see it. And so the pictures weren't great. I did get one picture, but it was one of those moments where I'm like, could get my phone out and try and take a video, but I just took in the moment and enjoyed watching it. It was huge. It just filled the sky. I don't even know what it was. I wish I did. But so stargazing here is amazing. It's so dark. It gets so dark here. So if you like looking at the stars, it's a great place to go. So I had so much fun taking pictures of the stars. So okay, so there were stars. You have a nice fireplace area. During the day, it's nice and quiet. This campground, you cannot cut through people's sites. They're so big and private, and that's a huge 2 thumbs up. The nice thing about the campground is they have the pool area and a pavilion area, and that's where you go for all your activities. So there's not a lot of activity through the campground. So when you are at your site, it's quiet, it's nice, it's peaceful. And then if you want to go be part of the things that are going on, you just go down there and you have a great time. We had so much fun. My face hurt. I was laughing so hard. They had the luau bingo, candy bar bingo, and everybody was doing funny things like hula hoop, and these adults doing all these funny things, and I just laughed so hard my face hurt. And there was an illusionist there. They put a lot into their entertainment that comes into the campground, and it's so fun to get to walk down and see a great show. And we laughed. We had such a good time with those show, and there's never disappointed.
Sunday night, well over 100 candy bars. Are you guys willing to help me on these? So in order to get that many people in here and have that much more candy, what I need you to do is make a lot of noise for this next game, okay? If I call out a number that you have and you're excited to color it in, I need you to give me the best scream that you're so excited you can color that in. Yeah, give me your best scream. 8, 7. You can do this. 6, 5, 4. I believe in you. 3, 2. Don't screw up. And 1. Take the cue down, shorts, look back to normal. Give this kid a big round of applause for trees, everybody. Yeah. We're making a thin burrito. You want to have sour cream? Watch it.
Hi, I'm Andy.
Sean.
We are at Moose Hillock in Fort Anne. It's Memorial Day, 2019. This is our last night at the campground. This is the 5th time we've been to this campground. It is one of our favorites, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing a little part where we like to sit here for a couple minutes so you can take in the sights and sounds of what it's actually like to be at the campsite. This year we came with my nephew Chase. Chase, say hello. Go ahead.
Hi.
There's Chase. So Chase came up with us and we have our boys. They're in the camper right now. We've just got back from Lake George. We've been on the lake. We took the Mohican, which is part of the steamboat company tour around the lake. It's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous day to do that. The views are amazing of all the mountains. So we're back here. So the attraction to this campground are the huge private sites. And this site happens to be one of our favorites. This is our second time on the site. So we'll do the couple minute, it'll be quiet. This is what it sounds like. That's it. So we have the fire going. Very quiet campground. Very nice. Big, spacious, private sites. Beautiful pool. What do you like about it?
Very good pool.
Very good pool. Yeah. So we're going tonight. They're debuting the swim in movie theater. So they're gonna have the movie theater. Finding Nemo. That's right. We're gonna watch
Happens to
Finding
be Chase's favorite movie.
Nemo. Chase's favorite. So behind us, you can see behind us. That's the main road. That's the thoroughfare for everyone kind of coming in and out. As you can see, it's quiet. It's nice.
A lot of people left today. It's Memorial Day. So having coffee in the morning, we saw a train of
Yeah.
trailers departing the campground.
Yep. There's a parade of trailers. So
Mhm.
most people left, I think, were seasonal. The people who might have their campers here for the spring. So we have friends came up and visited yesterday. Your friends came. So they paid a visitor fee to come visit, and then we were able to use the pools and hang out here and have a nice barbecue. But if you're not coming to visit someone at the campground, you can't use the pool. But we enjoy that. Like, they get to come up here, but they also, then we get to go visit them and go out on the lake with them and use their boat. So it's a trade-off. They come here for the pool.
This time of the year, the lake is too cold to go in. It's 50 degrees, so you're not gonna usually. We'll rent a boat, pontoon boat, jump in the water.
Yeah, but it's cold. We usually come later in the season.
In May, the water's 50 degrees. Nobody's jumping in the water.
No.
So we did the boat tour, which I wouldn't do in
Yeah.
June or July. Right?
Oh, but
Maybe
it was
June.
great. But the boat tour was phenomenal because you got the views. But in the summer, I'd rather be on a boat where you can actually get in the water, or go fishing, or jump off the cliffs, and swim in the lake. But this time of year, because the water is so cold, and it was nice because the boat had on the top deck it was all open, and then it was really cold on the way out, and then but you could go down below and it was all windows, and you were nice and warm. So if you were here and you had a rainy day, the weather wasn't that great, it would be a nice rainy day thing to do to get your sight. It used to be you didn't have to, but now you do. Brady, you want to come say hi? What do you like about Moose Hillock? Come here, come tell us what you like.
Hi.
What do you like? Go ahead, Brady. What do you like about Moose Hillock?
I like about Moose Hillock is the pool. That's like the main thing about this campground is the pool. Also, the playground's pretty nice. At the playground they have this this giant pirate ship, and they have like a train set, and there's swings, and there's like a tractor with slide.
But the main attraction is probably the pool.
Is the pool. So in the summer they do activities like at 11 o'clock dodgeball, 12 o'clock water volleyball. Like they do a lot more activities. And what's really nice about it is they do, you get like days where you just stay at the campground. You don't want to leave the campground because there's activities, you want to use the pool. But being in this area, there's so much you want to leave the campground for and go see, like Lake George or hiking, or there's so much that you want to go do. But the campground offers usually in the summer, like on a Wednesday night, they'll have entertainment, they'll have a show. So you go down to the pavilion, you go to the show, and they keep the pool open really late, and it's all lit up, and that's a great thing to do. You go in the pool late at night, it's really fun. And then some days there's not that many activities, and those are the days that you go out and go sightseeing, go horseback riding, go zip lining, go rafting. Whitewater rafting up here is so much fun. And then Saturday nights they usually have a show. They have a bunch of activities during the day for all the kids, and they have like family dodgeball. So it's not just the kids; the whole family's involved in the activities. There's usually candy bar bingo, which they always make super fun. And
I just won 90 candy bars.
yeah, the prize was 90 candy bars. And I'm going to give them 2 thumbs up here because they always do like 4 games. And it's regular bingo, it's nothing fancy, it's just bingo.
Hi.
Oh, that dog's barking. Okay, Chase, welcome to Moose Hillock. What do you think about Moose Hillock? This is your
fun.
first time here. It's fun. What do you like best about it?
The pool, there's a very fast slide.
Yeah. What side do you like? There's two slides. But what do you like better?
The one like the end you go down like this hill and it goes really fast.
It goes really fast. It is really fun. So, what else did you like about Moose Hillock? Do you like the playground?
Yeah, you can go really high on the swings. Like you can touch the tree on it.
You could go super high on swings. There's like also at the playground there's this giant pirate ship.
Yeah, and there's like a pole you can slide down it.
Yeah, there's also like
There's a volleyball net. There's a
yeah.
big basketball
course, and there's like a train and a tractor playset.
What are the chances of
Was it yesterday? There was a petting zoo.
There was a petting zoo.
Yeah.
Did you do the pony ride? Did you go on the horse rides? No.
I went on the horse ride 2 times.
2 times? Yeah, you lucked out. You got there before the line, right?
Yeah, the line was gigantic and we were like the first ones.
Yeah, you guys did
We were
good.
going to the pool and then we just saw the truck. It was right in front of us.
Yeah,
So we just went there.
you timed it right. Yeah, so the pool was really warm, wasn't
And
it?
Yeah, that's
And
like
if
the main
you-
attraction.
If you want to like go to the playground and if you get really hot, you can just go in your bathing suit at the playground and just walk there because it's really short.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so-
right there. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's really fun because you can get like prizes and stuff and there's a lot of activities.
There
There's-
are.
There's an arcade,
Yeah.
and in the summer, there's like this by the pool. There's like this like shop where you can get ice cream, snacks, food.
Yeah.
I remember I got it.
There's a gift shop, and you can rent golf carts. And by the pool, there's like these little teepees that have
Cabanas.
cabanas.
Yeah.
The TVs and refrigerators and chairs. We did get to get them since they're all rented.
Yeah, all the cabanas and all the golf carts were rented. So I was hoping to get a golf cart just to drive around and show like some video of the campground because this campground is huge and it's too hard to do it all on foot. But they were all taken, so we didn't get one.
And then there was just a truck following us for
There was a
like
truck following us.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so we drove around. It started to rain. We had gone out to eat. We had left the campground and we grabbed something to eat and we were coming back. So we decided, Chase hadn't been here before, so we decided to drive around the whole campground just to see everything. But we were being followed, weren't we? Yeah, you guys thought it was pretty funny.
truck with lights on.
But we made it back to our site safe, right? So yeah, so we love the site. It's
The
nice.
sites
Yeah,
are big. The sites are really big.
And like, we're really lucky because there's a hill right down there.
Yeah.
I looked
There's
at all the sites. There's like none of those. It's
There's
just like
not
woods back
But
there.
sometimes, like at the sites, there's like you normally have like for some reason, sometimes you have like these giant backyards. But where we are at, there's like this little hill that goes down, and then there's like this huge area, and if you go walk far enough, there's
There's
like
a
this
stream.
giant cliff that goes
Yeah.
straight down. It's
And then
it's
there's
like you're
a
on a mountain.
And then there's like a stream you could go to, but it's really hard to get to.
Yeah, so we've been down to the stream. We went down, but it's really hard to get down there.
There's no trails.
So it's really not worth it, the work to get down there. We have bugs all over us right now because apparently Shay just threw the ball into, ooh, don't hit my camera, into the woods, and now Sean is hanging from trees over there.
Oh,
I should take a
bleeding.
picture.
How did that happen?
This could end very badly.
I started bleeding.
So, campground's quiet, it's very nice, very private. You feel like a state park feeling here where it's quiet, big spaces. But then you have all the activities once you go to the pavilion and the pool.
Oh,
There's
so much
organized activities and you know, you don't have to leave the
But there's
campground.
no activities today because everyone's leaving for school and stuff.
Well, there is an activity tonight. It's going to be the
Yeah, it's
first
gonna
time
be-
ever. What are they going to do?
They're gonna do a movie for Finding Nemo
Finding Nemo. And where's it going to be?
At the
at the
pool.
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 And like it's gonna be a
And we have
TV.
floaties and stuff.
Like
Yeah.
they never did that for the whole year. They never had a movie set up.
Yeah.
Like one of those. I think it's gonna be a blow up movie since.
Yeah, we're excited to see what they
Yeah,
do.
we don't know what it's
7 and
gonna be
9:30.
since they told us it was gonna be a TV at the pool, but they said it's gonna be big, but we don't know what it looks like. So
Yeah, we're gonna go there in a little bit after dinner. We're gonna
We
go.
got tubes back there, so we can sit, relax in the water and lay down while watching the movie.
Yes, we were practicing
Yeah, but-
earlier today. We were floating in the pool with our rafts. It wasn't
were
crowded
practicing.
today, so it was very
We're
nice to
planning
float.
on watching the whole movie from 7 to 9.
What if we just brought like popcorn and I can just wear my glasses?
I don't know if we should have popcorn in the pool.
I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that could
There's
get
a
messy.
well, you can't do that since there's no food or snacks not allowed in there.
I'm going deaf.
It's steam, see it?
Let's go down memory lane of the Fagans at Moose Hillock. So the first site we stayed at was at 110, and that's when we had our travel trailer. That was the Wolf. Our boys were so little then. I went looking through the pictures, and I want to put pictures in, but, well, you know, life, what have you. I don't know where they all are. So we had a big, huge, beautiful site. Campground has, if you can see here, these big, huge stones that they use as their fire pits. There's not fire rings. It's like you get this like wall, rock wall, and you build your fire in that area. When we first stayed there, they had just opened, and you could tell almost hardly any of the fire pits had been used already. Now when you go there, there isn't a single empty site. It's so popular now. But I feel like we were there first. We made the first fire. So bonus points for us. So things that we've done. So this is a place you can go to for a week. This is a place that you're going to the Adirondack Park, or you're going to Lake George for the area. It's like, I'm going to compare it if you go to Bar Harbor. If you go to Bar Harbor KOA and you have a beautiful site, waterfront site, it's a gorgeous site, but if you never leave the campground, you're missing the whole area. You're missing so much. That's the same situation with going to Moose Hillock or any of the campgrounds in Lake George. You need to go take advantage of the area and the things to do in the area. So what's the nice balance for Moose Hillock is you can have days where you don't leave the campground, you enjoy the campground, you enjoy the pool, you enjoy your site, and then you have other days you can be gone all day. You can be on Lake George, you can be hiking, you can be swimming in a nearby lake, you can go fishing, you can rent a boat, you can go horseback riding. There's so much to do in the area. You don't you have to balance it. So when you go to a campground, when you go to Moose Hillock or any of the campgrounds in this area, you're going to plan on some days you're just going to be hanging out at the campground, and some days you're going to be taking advantage of the sites and things that are in that area. The campground offers, we've seen the campground change over the past 5 years. There's been a lot of great additions. Every single year we go back, they have something new. They keep upgrading year after year after year, so it is fun to go back and see, ooh, what's the new feature? Or what are they doing this year that they didn't have last year? So the first year they had some activities at the pavilion, but now they have a lot more family activities. They'll have family dodgeball, family, they do water balloon volleyball, they do candy bar bingo, they do all kinds of activities that are scheduled in the summer. Some days, and then one of my favorite features is they have entertainment at night. So maybe a Wednesday night they'll have a magician, and Saturday night they'll have a show. Those are so enjoyable and so much fun. Every year we go, every year my face hurts from laughing so hard. So this past trip they did, they had an illusionist, and he did all kinds of magic, and he was very, very funny. And then we had candy bar bingo. It was a luau party, so they had people coming up and performing different things. And I mean, we laughed so hard. My face was like just in pain. So much fun. So there are days that we just stay all day at the campground. We're in the pool, we're relaxing, we're enjoying family dodgeball or whatever it is they have going on for the day. And then some days we leave and we do, depending on the weather, there's different things that we do. Okay, so the campground, I just want to show, I don't know where all these pictures are on my computer. I don't know. We've been there a lot, and do I know where they all are? No. So the pool is huge. The pool is beautiful. The pool stays at 82 degrees all year round. The pool stays at 82 all summer long. There's 2 big water slides, which are so much fun. We go down them a bajillion times. They do have you wear wristbands when you go here. I know some people complain about having to wear wristbands. The reason that they have you wearing wristbands is because people were starting to come in that weren't paying to be there, the people from the town. They were starting to park and come up and come into the pool. So now they're very strict with the wristband policy. And since they did that, the pool is never overcrowded. It's just the right balance of people and chairs, the pool. I mean, people are allowed to have guests. We had guests come up and use the pool. So Memorial Day, it was very, very crowded, but it was Memorial Day. Everybody was there to be in the pool. So I'm not complaining about that. But this is like the view of driving around the campground. I mean, it's just big, beautiful it's just big, beautiful trees. The views are amazing. Look at how little my babies were. They're so little. Oh, we've been going for so long. So this is the pool. I'll have more pictures. You're going to see plenty of that. I have plenty of pictures and videos from this trip. But I wanted to go back and talk about some of the things that we did. This was the first year, so I wanted to make a comment out to the manager. This is Ed. When the campground first opened, and the first year we were there, he did everything. He did the candy bar bingo. He was running around doing everything. And he was very hands-on, very, hello, what can we do for you? Making sure everybody's happy at the campground. We came back the next year. He drove his golf cart up to our site, shook our hand and said, thank you for coming back. I recognize your camper. I know you shared some pictures. Just appreciate you coming back. We've never been to a campground where the owner or manager has come up to us and said, thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here. He has gone out of his way every single year to come up and just say, thank you. Thank you for coming back. How are you doing? How was your winter? And I just have to give a huge, and it's not just to us. You see him talking to everybody. He knows most of the people there. He made an announcement during Candy Bar Bingo. Who's been here before? Every single person raised their hand. So if you've been to this campground, most likely you go back. It's just so friendly. It's so nice. And I just really, really wanted to say that because, we appreciate being appreciated for coming there and not going to some of the other campgrounds in the area. They appreciate us coming and we appreciate them. So back to, we were there doing a Wild West weekend. The kids got all dressed up. They do a fun thing where they have a bandit run out into the campground and all the kids have to go find them. They do things like flashlight candy bar. So at night they put the candy all out and you have to have your flashlight and find the candy, which is really fun. The water slides, again, so much fun. I didn't get too many pictures of that this year. I just can't get over how little my babies were. They have a arcade, which is like your basic arcade, air hockey table, and some fun things. The kids like to go in there. There's like a grab machine. They get candy. It's right off by the pool. This is the main hub, and then they have a store. The stores, they have an arcade, and they have a store. Okay, so that was okay. So the first year we went up there, we basically just hung out at the campground a lot. Then, where were we? Moose Hillock 2015. That's what the sign used to look like. It's a new site now. So that's what our site looked like. I think this was site 123. We like to get the outer perimeter sites. So we always try and get the outer perimeter sites. There's a requirement now that you have to book these for 4 nights. I don't know. We just rebooked and we had to book for 4 nights to confirm our site for those outer perimeter sites. Totally worth it. Our friends, let's see. If you're interested in renting a boat, Bolton Landing has a lot of rentals. So we rented a boat, a pontoon boat. And we were with friends and we went out. So we split the cost of the boat and we spent the day out on Lake George, which was a whole bunch of fun. That's a great thing to do in the summer. You can jump off the boat and go swimming. In 2016... we had site number 123, and we stayed there in June. Seriously, look at that. Oh my gosh, big trees, so pretty. So we had site 123, again, that was an out of perimeter site. We were there with our 30-foot travel trailer, so we had more than enough room. So we stayed at 540. And since it was so far from the pool, we ended up getting a golf cart, and it was so much fun having a golf cart at this campground. It's huge, and it's way too big to ride your bike. You would not be able to ride your bike. I mean, maybe for professional mountain biker, but kids, no, we weren't able to ride our bikes from our campsite from like 540 back to the pool. It's either there's big hills that come up in and around it, and I'll get into that when we talk about our sites. But it was so much fun having a golf cart here because you can cruise around this campground. There are hills, so that makes it hard to ride your bike, but it's also really big. And just getting around the whole thing and having the golf cart, it's just, you really appreciate the size of this campground. Like, you can just drive around and view all the setups, because the setups here are insane. The sites are so big. You'll see like a huge toy hauler with the back end open, the side one open, a boat parked in the site, a canopy up, and like a truck and like several cars, because of course their friends have to come visit. What fit the amount of things that fit on one site at this campground are crazy. Some of the sites are so big. And when you get a golf cart and you start driving around and looking at all the sites, you're just like, wow, like it's really fun to see. I mean, some sites have a little camper and maybe a tent set up, but still, then the site looks extra big. So it is really fun to drive around this campground. We did not get a golf cart this time. They were all sold out. I did want to get one, but they were sold out. But we did drive around one day in the truck. We had gone out to eat, and we came back, and I said, well, let's drive around and, just check it all out. And it just really, really is impressive. So if you don't get a golf cart, make sure you drive around and check out all the sites, because it's very impressive. So one of the things that we did at this campground is we went to Wild Wooders Outdoor Center, which was whitewater rafting, and we went with friends of ours. So we had one boat to ourselves. Unbelievable. Highly recommend that trip, Wild Wooders. So you go and you get on a bus and they take you up to the Sacandaga River and they drop you off and you float down. The rapids are not that bad. It's great if you're going with kids. You can jump off. It gets really flat. So what they do in the river is they open the water in the morning. Water comes through. It's all clean, fresh water. Rafts come, you go through. You hardly have. We didn't have to paddle at all. There were a couple sections where we had to paddle, but it gets really calm, and you get to jump off the rafts and come back, and you're just floating down the river, mountain views. It's just perfect. It's absolutely amazing. Highly recommend it. So that was the Sacandaga River. They also have a day trip where I think it's on the Hudson. Our kids, they didn't want to do it yet, but we will. I'm looking forward to that. So whitewater rafting is super fun. We did a hike up to Shelving Rock Falls. So what we did is we parked. That's from the campground. We left the campground. We drove, and then we parked, and then we hiked a little bit, and we went up to Shelving Rock Falls. If you're on the lake and you want to go to Shelving Rock Falls, it's on the east side of the lake, and there'll be hundreds of boats parked, and that's where you need to go. That's where Shelving Rock Falls is. So there's a sandy bottom there, and a lot of people like to park. You'll see all the boats all parked up, and everyone gets out and they float there. People have volleyball nets set up in the water, and it's a great place to hang out for the day. Highly recommend that. So something we did that was super fun is we went horseback riding. This is at Bennett's riding stables. Highly, highly, highly recommend this. So you can go and do like an hour ride, or you can do like a morning ride or an afternoon. There's all different things. My kids have never gone horseback riding before. If you've never gone horseback riding before, this is an excellent place to go. Horses were so well cared for, were so nice. Instructors were so nice. This wasn't something I thought we would do in the middle of the summer, but we had a beautiful, cool day, so we were like, let's go for it. Absolutely loved it. We rode through the mountains. It was so nice. So highly, highly recommend doing this. I thought horseback riding would be a fun activity to do in the spring or to do in the fall when it's a little bit cooler out. But if you do get a cool day in the middle of the summer, I highly recommend going horseback riding. Another thing we did up there is we went to Fort Ticonderoga. Fort Ticonderoga, just the drive to get to Fort Ticonderoga is beautiful. It's so scenic. So you go from Moose Hillock, you'll come out the entrance and you go to the right, and then you'll go up, you'll head north. So Vermont's on your one side, and then you'll see, so Vermont's on your one side, and it's just absolutely beautiful, the whole ride. And they do reenactments. So we were there in 2018, and they were doing the British side, when it was held by the British. Right? British, yeah. And then this year, so when we were there, it was being held by the British. So they change it every year. So now if you went this year in 2019, they're doing it from the American side. So like when the Americans, so if you go 2019, I believe it's when it was under the American side, which they weren't American yet, but whatever. So every year they have it as who was holding it, whether it was the French or the British or Americans, which we weren't Americans yet. I forget the whole right thing, whatever. But they give demonstrations. So they do the firing, and they'll show how they were cooking. You can take full tours. So we took the boat ride, and extremely informative. We learned so much. Absolutely beautiful scenery, too. I always like to have one part of our trip where we learn something about the area. And what's nice about this trip is that they do it, if you go back each year, they'll do it when the French held it, when the British held it, the Americans held it. And you hear a different story depending on who control it was under when they were there. So it's a great place. You have great excuses to go back all the time. Something Moose Hillock added at the pool was these cabanas. You could rent a cabana. I think it's about $100 a day. And we were camping there and we met people and they rented one, like, come hang out with us in the cabana. I thought, I just got a pool chair, it's fine. It was so nice because I could leave all my stuff at the pool, and there's a refrigerator and there's TVs and fans, and it was really, really nice. So the cabanas were really nice. What I liked about the cabanas was I could leave all my stuff at the pool. I typically pick up my stuff. I don't leave it on the chairs. If I'm not going to be at the pool, I'm not going to leave my stuff at the pool. Let somebody else have my chairs. But the cabanas were great. You can just leave all my stuff. There was refrigerators. Highly recommend that. Alright, a lot of people ask about Moose Hillock. Is there fishing? Is there water? Is there a pond? Is there a stream? Technically, yes. This is us down. We took a hike. You don't want to go down there. It's not worth it. My kids were convinced they were going to be eaten by a bear. But the effort to get down there, it's not cleared. And because they're in the Adirondack Park, I think that they need all kinds of weird clearances to clear area and whatever. If you want to go fishing, get in your car and go to one of the lakes. Totally worth it. Leave the campground. Another fun thing to do, which doesn't take much effort, is to go up to Prospect Mountain. This is close to the town. You can just drive up. I think you have to pay $10, $15, and you can just drive up to the top. And you have, again, beautiful views of Lake George. You can hike up it, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you should just drive. Easier. And I'm a hiker, and I'm telling you that. And let's see, what else did we do up there? So we have friends up there, so we go up and visit them. We go on their boat. So we go to Brant Lake. So yeah, there's all kinds of lakes. You don't just have to go to Lake George. There's a bunch of lakes up there. Okay, I'm going to talk about sites. If you take the map and you fold it in half, all these sites that you see here are closer to the pool. Those are a little more level. This campground is hilly. This is the other side. When you fold it in half, this side, I consider all the sites on that side that you're probably going to want a golf cart for, or you're going to be driving your car up to the pool. Don't let that hinder you from not going to this campground. I think being further from the pool is actually awesome because you get to see all the sites. You get to drive around this campground. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's what it just adds to it. We've stayed at site 540, which was super far from the pool, and every single time we drove the golf cart to the pool, it was just so nice and so pretty, and absolutely loved it. So by no means does that mean go or don't go. All it means is pack the bikes or don't pack the bikes. So I'm going to go around and talk about some of my favorite sites at this campground. Does not mean that they are the best. I may be wrong. Maybe I made wrong notes. Sorry. Tell me where you've stayed. Comment below. Let me know. Alright, so I'm going to talk about my favorite sites. My favorite site is site number 113. That is my absolute favorite site. We've stayed on it twice, and I have it booked. We're going there again. The reason I like site 113 is the kids can ride their bikes, and I can walk to the pool and the pavilion. Very convenient. And behind it, there's a grassy area. I can actually walk the dogs right on our site. Love site 113. Next site I like is 121, which is a nice big site. And then site number 127 and 129 are excellent buddy sites. And the reason I say that they're buddy sites is because this campground, since the sites are so big and secluded, if you're staying with other campers and say they're staying next to you, you're actually going to have to walk out onto the street and walk over to get to them. I mean, these sites are big and they're separated. And site 127 and 129 kind of have a grassy area behind them, so you can actually, the kids can run back and forth without having to go on the street. Site number 131 is another big, really nice site, but that's my cutoff. 131 would be the last one that I would stay at and bring the bikes for the kids. Other than that, they're walking or we're getting a golf cart. And then all those sites on the outer edge are phenomenal. 135, 137, 141, 145, 146, 147. Not 146, no 146. 141, 145, 147, 149. I'm giving 147 a star. 150 is a star. 151, 152, 154. Again, another set of buddy sites. I'm going to say our buddy sites is 162, 163. Site 169 is very nice. Again, all these exterior perimeter sites are absolutely beautiful. I'm just highlighting what maybe I would have liked for my two kids and the dogs. And my husband, of course. These two sites are gorgeous. 617 and 615. Beautiful, beautiful sites. Okay, 605, 606. Another set that I would say maybe kind of would be buddy sites would be 746, 745. Those have a big field behind them. 744. Another buddy site, 741, 742. I also like site 734, 732, 724, 720, 714, 712, and then going up to 704, 702. 520 is beautiful. 520 is beautiful, but there's a big cliff behind it. So if you have like a toddler just learning to walk, don't stay there. That's not a good one. All those 520, 518, and 516, they do have a cliff. They have a drop off into, I don't know what the area is there. So I wouldn't stay on those few sites with little ones. Or an adult that may drink too much tequila. Not me. And then 506, 504, those are closer to the pool. This little loop-de-doop here, it's like straight down. So I've been down there and I've seen some sad kids at the bottom of that hill because they can't ride their bikes back up. So that's just a warning. I know I said if I fold, let's say this. Fold it in half and then fold it again. Let's try that. Okay, that's a safe zone. That corner of the campground. That's a safe zone. I know it sounds weird. If you've been to this campground, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's probably right. That's a safe zone. If you go to this campground, you'll be like, okay, so we can only stay in like 10 sites. Thanks, Andy. That was so great of you. And the campground owner right now is screaming at me, going, stop! Don't say that. But really, these sites are amazing. We go to so many campgrounds and people have golf carts and it's flat and it's level and they have a golf cart. I'm like, why do you have a golf cart? It's like an amenity. Like you get a golf cart and you can like go up and down and around these hills and it's fun and it's just so much fun. Like you're really camping in the woods. Alright, this is 127. We're gonna crash the site. Come on, guys. Really? So I've said 127 and 129 would be good buddy sites. So this is 127. And then, so you got like this nice big field. It goes all the way back there. And then go this way. This is 129. So I think these sites would make an awesome buddy site. So that's the field back there. Oh my God. And then you have the bathhouses right there. This is 131. And this is like my cutoff where you hit this hill. It doesn't look steep when you have to keep coming up it and heading back to the pool. It's steep. So 131 is my cutoff. Anything after that, I feel like you need to rent a golf cart. Well, we love it here. This is our 5th year here, and we will definitely be back again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Movies tonight.
I forgot.
So
They're probably setting it up right now.
we should go check it out. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I want to do.
We'll see you at the campground. No, what should I say? We'll see you in the pool. We'll see you at the campfire.
We're already at the campfire.
We're at the campfire. You can't see the campfire. If I put it behind the smoke, then the smoke gets in front. It
Gets all like
turns into a hot mess. All right.
food for again.
The last night at the campground.